Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to ChriswithaC. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you very much for joining me today. Guys, on the table, we've got my troublesome Kraton 4S version 2.5. Now, when I say troublesome, I don't actually mean the truck is rubbish or any shape or form, so don't panic. I've had a few issues with mine, and you've probably seen by the last running video I did of it, what's happening with certain batteries, I say certain batteries, the truck basically seems like it's going into low voltage protection. So in all fairness to the good guys at Modelsport, what they've actually told me to do is return the ESC. Now we're trying to pinpoint it. I've used multiple different battery packs, and I got a feeling it's actually the ESC. Now, what they turned around and said to me is, in all fairness, I will give them their dues. You know, big shout out to Sean, which I've spoken to on numerous times. Is with the car, well, take the ESC out, send it back to them, and they'll look over it, and then maybe change it up due to warranty. Now, me being me, I'd like to try and solve this problem myself before I've got to go to those measures. So what I've actually done here is we got ourselves a programming card, the Spektrum Programming Card version 2. We're going to connect it into the car, and basically I'll show you how to use the software and everything, and see if we can update and see if there's any firmware updates. Now in the version 2.5, there is a new, what they call stealth ESC, I think this is what they call it. It's a version 2 ESC on the 4S range. Now, on further inspection, I have seen a few other people actually saying that they're having the same issues as well. So Kraton owners, Mojave owners, Laura from rcspares.com has messaged me. There's a few people actually saying the same thing. So I do believe this is a firmware issue with the ESC. Now we're going to try and pinpoint it today. I'll show you how to use the software. I'll show you the programming card and how that actually works. Now you will need to update the firmware, I believe, on the programming box as well. So I'll show you all that on the screen, and we'll go from there. But massive shout out to each and every one of you, obviously, for watching these videos. I hope they're informative, guys. I'm trying to take you along for the ride in my journey. Yeah, so fingers crossed you'll take something from the videos, and that's what I'm aiming for. Right, stop bumping my gums, let's dive down and we'll have a little look then. See you down below. Right, okay guys, so as you can see, my Kraton version 2.5 4S. As I say, I did have a few issues with the vehicle, and I want to try and nail down the problem myself without actually getting to a state of where we need to take the ESC out of the vehicle, send it back to the place where I bought it, and them take a look at it. I think I can pinpoint this down to firmware. Now you are going to need to get yourself, all right, obviously, is one of these version 2 programming boxes, the LED sort of display. Now, don't let this fool you in the sense of you can't use, let's say, like a Hobbywing program card, as I've showed you before, to tune the ESC. I think this is going to help us dramatically. Now, the good thing is about this, there are other features you could do with this. It's firmware upgradable. You can check your batteries when you're out and about in the field as well. And you're also going to need to download some software to do so. So again, I'll show you how to do this. But I think the problem lies with these new ESCs that are in the vehicle. They're what they call a version 2. Now, you can always tell how they're different is basically by the color, and I've mentioned this in my videos numerous times. The ESCs, if I can get the pins off, are actually this black color, as you can see. Now, this is an easy process. It's easy for anyone to do. I'm not going to make this too hard, all right, but I want you to follow along if you feel like doing it. I really like this truck, and I want it to work properly. So I'll set up the camera in a second, and we'll go through what's in the box, shall we? Right, okay guys, so as you can see, this is the programming box, the version 2 programming box by Spektrum. Now, the actual model number for this, guys, is the SPMX CA200. Yeah, in there you actually get your programming box, you get your cable for connecting it to the vehicle, as you can see, and you also get the update cable as well. Now, this will actually allow you to update the firmware on the programming box, as well as obviously downloading the updates for your ESC. So that's quite important. What might happen when we connect it for the first time is the ESC might actually send a signal back to the program box saying the firmware needs to be upgraded on this. Now, okay, in there, obviously you got your instruction manual. As you can see on the back of here, it does give you some little specs. Where are we to? I did see it. There we go. Okay. Obviously you can connect this to the avian as well as the firmware ESCs. It's handy to have because, like I said, on this as well, if we just get it out of the box, bear with me. As you can see, you can actually check your batteries as well, and that's quite handy to have while you're out and about in the field. In there, obviously, you've got your signal and obviously your battery and your ESCs, and then obviously USB. So you can connect this via a battery connection as well. USB type, it looks like, I think it's type C. Is that type C? It looks like type C. Select, edit, reset, and save. Just like many other program boxes. But I will say, it does feel quite sturdy, obviously. And as you can see, avian and firmer. So I actually picked this up from Modelsport here in the UK. I believe it was £30.55p plus postage. I ordered it yesterday and it came today, so I can't fault the service. Right, guys, what I'm going to do now is show you the software on the computer. Bear with me. Right, okay, guys, so this is the software you're going to need to use your Spektrum Program Box version 2. All right, so we'll just close that down a second. Now, how you actually get to this is if you type in the model number, as you can see, SPM XCA200, the first link it should bring you to is actually the Spektrum website themselves. All right, so there is the cost of the program card. As you can see, I believe that's $29. Well, basically $30, just accept cookies, bear with me. Now, if you want to get the software for this, if you go to downloads, like so, okay, and in there, oh, hang on, sorry, I do believe it's in support actually, bear with me. You'll need to download the actual programming software. So if you go to, oh, there you go, sorry, manuals and support, all right, and then it gives you the firmware smart link update instructions. Click on that. Now, in this PDF file here, as you can see, it does give you a link to obviously read through this. It is quite important, but it does give you a link to download the software. Now, I've actually done this. It comes in zip file. And what you will need to do is put it into a folder and then open up that folder like so. And in there at the bottom will be the USB software. Okay, when you open it up, as I mentioned, it will look like this. So I'm just going to connect it up for the first time. Now, why am I going to connect it up? Because as you can see here, all right, you've got device, ESC, and also the program box. So the program box does have firmware updates for it as well. So I'm going to connect this to the computer now. I'm going to show you how to do it, and I'll bounce back, and then we'll obviously go through the selection. Okay, guys, as you can see, got it connected via USB cable to the USB Type-C, and on the screen it will say connecting to PC. What you're going to need to do to connect it is go to devices, select LCD program box. As you can see, it's found the program box, and then also straight away it's also found available versions. So what I will say to you is if we click on upgrade, all right, now it's going to download the software for this box. So I'm just going to pause this and come back to you. Okay, guys, so as you can see, upgrade, operate, finish successfully. So basically what it's done is upgraded the firmware on the box for you. And as you can see now, it's now running the latest firmware, even though it still says available, okay? So now this program box is actually connected up with the latest firmware. It doesn't, the one thing I would have liked to have seen here is a change log. All right, so there's no, they haven't got a change log where you can click on and actually read on what the update includes. Me being that sort of guy, I would have liked to have seen what was going on. It doesn't actually say, as you can see. Right, okay, so what we're now going to do, I'll set it up and I'll show you how to connect it to the car itself, okay? Right, okay guys, so how are you going to connect this to that is the question. Now, it's quite easy. See this little fan wire here? All right, we need to disconnect this and then use the wire that's provided, like so, this one, to connect the ESC to the box. So I'll just set that up and show you. Right, okay guys, so as you can see, I've connected the wire from the ESC into the actual program box. As you can see, it is marked quite clearly. Black is your negative. And then on the ESC itself, let's say you're standing from behind the vehicle, your negative wire is to the right hand side. There is some little indications down the bottom, as you can see. Now, what I'm going to do is just quickly set it up to show you if there is a firmware in live. So for the first time, I'll be able to see whether there is a firmware update for this ESC. So bear with me, guys. Right, okay, guys. So just to mention, obviously you will need to connect your battery in. Turn your car on. And then if we go up towards the screen, it should actually say connected. So just bear with me. There you go. As you can see, it's red, the ESC. Okay, now in there we will have all the options, obviously, for how it's set. Punch level 7, neutral range and everything else. So I'm going to restore this to default first off, all right, just to default. So there you go. Let's go back. Happy days. So as you can see, everything is now set back to normal. If we go to firmware upgrade, and fingers crossed, as you can see, now I was right, guys. I was right. So version B507 and the latest version is B509. So I think what we'll do here is now click upgrade. As you can hear, the fan is now gone into a slower mode. So we're now going to let this download the firmware. Okay, and I'll come straight back to you now. Right, okay guys, so the good thing is it's actually updated, no issues at all. As you can hear, the fans have now kicked back on. All right, so if we now click OK, and now that's taken us back. Right, okay guys, so as you can see, it's now bounced back to the main settings screen. The fans have now kicked back up to what they need to. Still connected. The profile they actually use is something called Profile Monster. All right, so they've actually named this one Monster. I do apologize for the shaky camera. So let's have a look at the settings. So we've got brake, reverse and forward. That's fine. Drag brake on 0. I have noticed that the low voltage cutoff is quite high, actually, to be honest with you. I don't think I've ever had it that high, so we are going to send it down to 3.2. I normally run mine down to 3.2, so I'm happy with that. Punch we'll leave as is, alright, because we don't really need to change that. Maximum brake force is very high, mine, so I think what I'll do for now is probably, let's go down to 50%. Maximum reverse force 25%, yeah, that's fine by me. I'll leave that where it is. And then your neutral range is quite narrow, as you can see, so leave it on that. Maybe to 9% normal, and then we click apply. Okay, so that should be all done, guys. It doesn't say anything in here. Hold on, let's have a look at advanced. Right, okay, so your timing is, well, that's quite high as well, mind, I'll be honest with you. Motor rotation, counterclockwise, the back is actually set at 7.4 and the battery is no LiPo. So yeah, I do believe this is going to probably really solve my problems here. This is excellent, 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 excellent. So, right, let's bounce back and we'll talk about it. Welcome back, guys. Right, well, it seems like, fingers crossed, we might actually have this sorted. I'm quite chuffed, really, to be honest with you, because look, Modelsport have been absolutely amazing, and Sean, if you're watching the video, thank you very much for all the information you gave me on the phone the other day. I really do set my mind at rest a little bit, because obviously, guys, you got to remember, we spend a lot of money on these trucks, and when something goes wrong, it's not a nice feeling. And yet, obviously, they were brilliant about it, and they said, look, send it back, and obviously, we'll sort it out for you. Now, me being me, I wanted to kind of figure out whether it was a firmware update. It was beneficial, really, to have that card anyway. I do run a lot of Arrma trucks. I do run a lot of 3S, 4S trucks, and a lot of vehicles with Spektrum ESCs. As you know, probably, if you go back on the channel, I've had many. But it's a strange one, really, that obviously the firmware, being in such a new truck, because bearing in mind, it's only released a month ago, that the firmware update was available for it. Now, caveat to all this as well, one thing I have noticed, out of the box, that car is set at 3.5 volts for low voltage cutoff. I run all my vehicles at 3.2. I've never had an issue with that. I'm categorically say that I look after my batteries, and I make sure that I don't run them completely flat and leave them. I always bring a back storage charge, look after them, balance all the cells, everything else that we need to. So 3.2, I'm happy with that. Now, whether it's to safeguard obviously the vehicle and not damaging batteries and so on and so forth, I get it. You know, it saves them a lot of hassle, but obviously when you're taking your car out and you think, well, I know my battery would last longer than this. Anyway, the other thing is obviously with the program card, you can then delve deeper into your punch settings and so on and so forth. I didn't even realize I had a battery checker, so when you're out in the field, obviously you can plug it in. Another thing is, guys, remember you've got to update your firmware on your program box as well. I have shown you this in the video. Make sure you do that, guys, because it's quite important, because what will happen is when you connect it to the first time on one of these version 2 stealth ESCs, it will come up saying firmware update. So what you need to do is obviously connect it to the Spektrum software, as I've shown you, download it, connect it, update the software on the programmer, and then it'll recognize the new ESC that you've got in your vehicle. Then go into updating the ESC. I hope this video has been informational for you guys. I tried to make as many videos as I can to try and help you guys out, to take the pain away from some of the things that we do in this hobby. There's a lot of guys out there that have messaged me, seeing the last video. I've had people saying it's batteries, I've had people saying it's the car, it's ESC. I kind of made up my mind that I wanted to go down a thought process of checking over the vehicle and doing it my way. And I hope that obviously relays in the video as well. Guys, I want to say a massive thank you to Robbie Bain for the help with this video as well. Robbie, thank you very much, mate. I really do appreciate it. Sean and the guys at Modelsport as well. I'm going to run this vehicle now and obviously check it out. Fingers crossed we won't have any more issues with the way the car's running. It's gone from version B, I think it's 0.7. I will have to check. You've probably seen it. Anyway, to version 0.9. So that's got to be a benefit in itself. And as time goes by, I'll keep connecting it and obviously checking the software. I want to say a massive thank to each and every one of you obviously watching these videos as well. I really do appreciate it. We're on the way to 1,600 subscribers. I set a goal for April for this to happen, and guys, we're well on our way, so I honestly can't thank you enough. All the likes, shares and subscribes, comments, community tab, everything else goes on amazing. Not much more to say really, other than check the box for more videos, and until next time, guys, you stay awesome. Take care.